Kyle, I have a question for you. Obviously, that's going to be what team is your biggest disappointment thus far?
It's the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Steelers have been just outright bad. And I'm kind of being nice in that regard, just because when I watch the Pittsburgh Steelers, it hurts to watch them, especially on the offensive side of the ball. Big Ben, at this point in his career, is basically hanging on by a thread. And Big Ben has always been kind of known as one of the tougher quarterbacks in the league, simply just because he was one of the toughest quarterbacks to bring down as far as like opposing defenses getting a pass rush on him. And he could take hits. And I remember, Kevin, you mentioned just a couple of days ago, like you think that he's like one of the like last warrior quarterbacks that remains in the league. And I fully agree with that. It's just, it seems like those hits are starting to rack up on him and the injuries are starting to mount. And he's just at the age where he just can't take those hits anymore. And it's definitely affecting his play. He's just been struggling, to say the obvious. And it's having an impact on the entire team because defensively, they have to account for the inability of the Steelers offense to be able to produce points in a big way. And I mean, outside of the one win they had against Buffalo, they've lost 3 straight games. They're in a situation where they're playing the 49ers this week, and it's week 5. And this is a must win game for the Steelers because if they don't win this game, there's a very good chance that their season might be over by week 5. Granted, it would only be week 5, but you're sitting at 1-4. You have no momentum to work off of whatsoever. You have a quarterback that is basically looking like on retirement at this point. And you have a defense out there that's relatively good, but it's just getting gassed because of what the offense can't produce in regards to what Big Ben, Najee Harris, Juju Smith-Schuster, and Deontay Johnson can produce. So I don't want to say that their season is over, but if they don't win this 49ers game, it'd be hard pressed to tell me anything different than their season might be over. It's just, I have to see some sort of spark from this team, and I have yet to see it. And it's just kind of unfortunate to see that this is where I think Big Ben's last season is potentially going. Because if they don't get this straightened out sooner rather than later, Pittsburgh could be looking at a situation where they're a top 5 draft pick, a top 10 draft pick by the end of the year. I don't want to say that they're going to be like, the dumpster fire team in the AFC where they go like 3-14 or 2-15, but they haven't shown me anything to say that, yeah, this team is headed in the right direction. In fact, that's the opposite. So unless the Steelers can turn it around sooner rather than later, I think they're in real trouble, and they're definitely my biggest disappointment. So Kevin, I'll kick it to you. Who's your biggest disappointment through the first month of the season?
So I've been torn on this decision since before we've even started the episode. Kyle and I discussed an agenda just a bit ago, obviously earlier today, in terms of what to talk about. But there's a lot of teams I'm really sitting there kind of really shocked. I mean, the Minnesota Vikings are one of them. The Miami Dolphins are another one. I mean, if I had to really pick one, I would have to probably go with the Minnesota Vikings. I mean, Kirk Cousins has 9 touchdowns, 1 interception, and almost 1,200 yards in just 4 games. The man is absolutely dicing the league up. And he's been one of the most inconsistent quarterbacks in the NFL up to this point in his career. There's games he's got 4 touchdowns. There's games he has 3 picks. There's games he has 2 touchdowns. There's games he has 2 fumbles and an interception. So the point of the matter is, a guy that has literally been up and down for the majority of his career, since he's gotten to Minnesota, has been pretty much a letdown because he hasn't been able to lead them into the postseason and win consistently, if not win at all. And, dude, he's doing what he needs to do. And you lead by example. And, I mean, he's literally leading by the best example that he can. And for the first 2 or 3 weeks, the Vikings lost by, like, less than a total of, like, 14 points in all of their games. I mean, for God's sakes, they lost another close one, 7 points last week to the Browns. Or to the Browns, to the Bears? Which one was it?
It was to the Browns.
So it's not that the defense isn't playing good, and it's not that the offense isn't either, because we're talking single-digit losses every game this year, and the offense is moving the football. Granted, Dalvin Cook missed a game or 2 already thus far this year, but even his backups are producing efficiently. So I don't know necessarily what to blame it on, because when you look at the defensive consistency of the Vikings and the offensive output, this doesn't equal the formula to be 1-3. And I'm almost in shock because I didn't expect them to be this good, but their record does not reflect the talent that this team has and brings to the table. Justin Jefferson, Irv Smith at the tight end position kind of came out of left field. Adam Thielen, Dalvin Cook, and now Kirk Cousins finally seems like it's clicking in this offense. Dude, I'm in shock. There's no way. I'm not saying they should be freaking like 4-0, but they definitely should be 2-2. 3-1, if not minimum 2-2. There's no shot they should be 1-3, and that's why I think they've been the most disappointing team, because their record doesn't reflect their skill set.